Welcome to Southern Oregon University and the first annual Rogue Valley All-Star Basketball for Jackson County. This live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Production is in partnership with all of our local school districts and sponsors. With me today, Jim McCoy, Jonathan Kerman, I'm Jeff Smith, and we're looking for a great time tonight of all-star action. We're going to kick off with the girls. Introductions starting to go on, and I'm going to throw it. Who's going to start things out? I'll throw it over to Jonathan Kerman and let him take over.
Age before beauty, right, Jeff?
That's it.
Now, it is a great venue that we have here at the Lithia Field Pavilion in Southern Oregon University. So excited for this showcase of talent. And you don't get to see all of these players play on the court at the same time, to come from different divisions, different schools, different cities, and to see what they can do, not only individually, but, hey, you got 4 brand new teammates on the court with you. Figure out how to play. What do you do? And so I will pass it over now to Jim McCoy, who might have me beat, actually, in the age department. But, Jim, you may have seen 1 or 2 more All-Star games more than me. What are some things that you enjoy about these kind of events?
Well, you're too kind, first of all. But second of all, it's interesting because you get in a scenario like this, these people that you've played against before, now you're teammates. And in terms of the electricity, the fun that comes with an all-star event, you know how you'll watch NBA All-Star Weekend and you see flashy plays that maybe the constraints of the team game don't give you. I mean, you're going to be out here and play for win. You got pride in it, but this is really more about having some fun. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll throw this alley-oop pass over here, and I know the gentlemen in the stripes, you know, they're here just more or less to be peacekeepers more than anything else. Calling it as they absolutely, and just kind of, we're going to come out here and have some fun tonight.
Looking forward to it, Jim. Both teams making their way out onto the court. Give you the starting fives for the red team. You got number 0, Maddie Ward. Number 2, Morgan Dole. Number 3, Jaden Gallery. Number 10, Isabel Zamora. And number 31, Olivia Boger. For the blue team, in the circle, about to tip it up, is Michaela Porter. We're underway. The red team starts out with it. Jordan Jones wearing number 11. Emily Biscoff wearing number 2. Tinma Robertson wearing number 32. And Addison Dipple wearing number 21, rounding out the starting 5 for the blue team. On the post down low, Jaden Gallery goes up, gets her own rebound. They swing it around, long 2. Biscoff off the mark. Rebound taken by Boger. Rebound taken by Robertson.
Well, these opening couple moments, this is usually where you see things kind of, you kind of are getting sighted in a little bit. You have a little bit of that adrenaline going, and so maybe that first pass ends up in the third row. But once you get settled in, it really starts to light up.
Well, and the one thing you mentioned a bit ago, you're playing with new people, you're playing against teammates sometimes, and so you don't know your tendencies like you do with the team that you played with all season long.
Well, even plays. You just there aren't many you set plays you've drawn up.
Olivia Boger using the muscle down low, scores our first basket of the game. Down on the blue end, Addison Dipple with it right side, being guarded by Jaden Gallery. Swing it up top to Jordan Jones. 3 on the way by Biscoff. Off the mark. Wrestling for the loose ball, and a foul is called. Call will go against Dipple and the blue team. It'll be the Reds with it and a 2-point advantage. Morgan Dole across the timeline out of Eagle Point High School. Takes the screen and then kicks it out up top to Gallery. Gallery to Zamora, around to Boger. Boger looking, dangerous pass down low, broken up, stolen away by Dipple. Jordan Jones with it for blue. Beautiful find underneath. The finish not there by Traore. Gets her own miss. Second shot doesn't go. Stays with it. Able to kick it out. Jones's pass deflected and stolen by Dole. Morgan Dole leading the charge up ahead. Stops, pops, and connects.
Morgan Dole from the 5A Midwest League playing for Eagle Point. So now you talk about people who played against each other being teammates. Her and Dipple from Crater used to going against each other. Now they're with each other.
Underneath, Biscoff turns around and will go to the free throw line. Starting with the girls' all-star game at the conclusion of this one, the boys will take center stage.
They're doing running 20-minute halves, so shades of the college game in terms of the clock.
Bischoff's second free throw falls, and Red's lead is cut in half. Right side, Gallery. Hands it off to Zamora. Zamora picked up her dribble.
One more. Shot.
Boger left side to Dole. And you're starting to see the unfamiliarity of these teams, not a ton of movement. There's the step back jumper from Dole, in and out. And the rebound taken by Dipple. Dipple, one of those point forward players that can bang down low, grab a rebound, and then bring it into the front court. Annabelle Delgado with it.
Yeah, one of the other things to think about with these teams, they haven't probably played a lot of basketball in a while. They've had a chance to practice together in the last few days, but, you know, it's baseball season. It's track season.
Well, yeah, a lot of these teams are, the spring sports are bearing down on the end of their conference schedules.
Lydia Traore with her third offensive rebound of this first half, and then gets fouled underneath. Blue will retain possession on the baseline. Substitutions for both teams. Tima Robertson. There's Morgan James with it, handing it off to Robertson. Dipple doubled. Deflected and stolen by the red team. Maddie Ward will hand it off to Allie Stevens, looking to push the pace. Stevens all the way, then stops. Can't finish with the mid-range jumper.
She did such a nice job slamming on the brakes there. I really wanted her to knock that bucket down.
It's always so fun to see these kids not only succeed, but to grow as players over the course of the season. Stevens pushing the pace, dumps it off. They kick it out up top. Rebound taken by Bischoff. Ahead to Robertson. Robertson searching, surveying. Looking down low underneath for Traore. Using that length once, twice. Can't finish. Saved from going out of bounds by James, and Blue with a second possession. Ball saved from going out of bounds by Robertson. Left side Dipple looking down low for Bischoff, who gets called for the traveling violation.
Well, we're talking about haven't played basketball in a while. You take a player like Robertson. Tim has been playing tennis the last 2 months.
Very different games.
Oh, indeed.
Gallery at the top of the key. Left side, Kira McNamee. Stumbles and loses the ball.
Yeah, dribbled right into that double team. The double team wasn't coming. She took herself to it, and unfortunately got stripped.
Kick ball. Dead ball timeout. Olivia Boger back in for the Reds.
Boger, an honorable mention in the Southwest Conference, representing North Medford tonight.
Red looking to run off the miss, all the way to the cup. Boger off the bench, and Red is going to call a timeout, leading by 6. We'll be back after this on Table Rock Sports.
See it on national TV all the time. They tell us that funerals can average between 7,000 and be there.
The Start Something New sales event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokee L 4x4s. Test drive a new Ram 1500.
Cutting out.
Welcome back to Bob Ream Arena at Southern Oregon University, the home of the Rogue Valley All-Star Game. Thanks for joining us here on Table Rock Sports. Shot on the way, in and out for Bischoff, and last touched by the Blues.
Really nice facilities here. We were just talking a little bit during the break. I attended school here, graduated from here, and this is not your granddaddy's SOU. This gymnasium, this facility has come such a long way, and a great venue for an all-star event like this.
Allie Stevens' pass a little too high for Maddie Ward to handle. Red turns it over. Now, it is a gorgeous venue, a gorgeous facility, fitting for such a premier event. Tim Robertson looking for a seam. Dumps it off to Bischoff. Bischoff around a screen. Will take the long two. Bounces out. Traore with her 5th offensive rebound of this first half. And I think she's been fouled about that many times as well.
Traore, Midwest League, honorable mention, playing for Crater, and we don't have heights here, but she's got to be right around in about the 6'1" range. I think it's easily the tallest player on the court.
Absolutely, and Blue using her strength, and already, as we mentioned, with those 5 offensive rebounds, she's still looking for her first points, but she's gotten a lot of good looks at the basket. A running jumper from Morgan James. She gets fouled and will head to the line.
A lot of kids from a lot of different schools. Morgan James from Phoenix, Skyline Conference.
The Pirate sinks that first free throw and gets the second as well. 6-4 in favor of the red team. Morgan Dole calls out the play. Dole will take it herself, being guarded by Delgado. Step back jumper. Rebound taken by Jordan Jones. Jones with some pace. Up ahead to Roberson. Dangerous pass, but it finds Jones into the key. Beautiful find underneath to Traore, who then loses the basketball. Active hands from Kira McNamee. Cutting is Isabel Zamora. Sticks with it. Able to find the loose ball. Kicks it out. 3 on the way. It falls.
Gets to go.
That one touched everything.
Emily Nielsen for 3. Red lead back up to 5.
Nielsen, an Eagle Point product, cans the first 3 of the game.
Elbow jumper for Jones, off the mark. What a save made by Morgan James to keep it alive. Now in trouble is Tim Robertson, able to find Traore underneath. Still just can't find it on the basket. That shot was blocked by Boger. And then the tenacity displayed by Morgan James, sticking with it, able to finish.
Well, you stay tenacious on that, and really that's what rebound is tenacity and positioning, and it will get you points if you keep at it.
Beautiful give and go, but the shot not there by Gallery. Blue looking to cut into the lead, an opportunity to tie it with just about 9 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Delgado around a screen, thought about the 3, instead dumps it down low to James, spins and gets fouled. Our officials said they would call it like they see it, and they certainly are, not giving these All-Stars any breaks.
No, I was going to say I've seen some All-Star games where it gets a little bit of that anything goes flair to it. Maybe you get 1 or 2 whistles during the entirety of the whole game. But this one, it's got a little bit more of a competitive flair than I had originally anticipated.
And the competitiveness, Jim, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's what separates these games from a backyard, schoolyard, playground kind of a feel
Right.
are these officials. And so if they're taking it seriously, the players will in turn. Step up, pull up, Jay. Nicely done by Morgan Dole.
Some shooters like to shoot off, catch and shoot. Some like to shoot off the dribble. Dole has already shown us tonight she's got a good rhythm going from the dribble to the stop to the shot.
Right side, Delgado dumps it off. Tim Robertson, the runner off the glass. Offensive rebound put back up and in by Jordan Jones.
Jones, just a freshman from Cascade Christian. 5'8". She'll play just about anywhere on the floor, wherever you need her. And on the young team they had this year, she did a lot of different things. Bringing the ball up, getting rebounds, scoring.
Morgan Dole.
Yeah, good anticipation there. She saw right where that was going to be, and nobody there to challenge her.
Bounce pass underneath. James will get fouled.
Team foul stacking up for red team. They got 6. Only 1 for blue.
And the blue team, despite being down 2 possessions, has been dominating the glass on both the offensive and the defensive end.
Well, I think between Traore and
Bischoff,
there's some decent height
Roberson,
on that team.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Traore will check out. Bischoff will check back in.
Well, and that's the biggest part of Traore's game. She's not a great finisher, but she's a great rebounder and a great defender.
Second free throw is good. Now it's back to a 1-possession game. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. At the top of the key, Allie Stevens picked up her dribble. And ball tipped. Body's on the floor. And blue team comes up with it. It was Morgan James who caused the steal with it, pushing the pace. And Annabelle Delgado gets shoved. Baseline out of bounds for the Blues. And correction, we're into the bonus. Free throws the rest of the way for the blue team. Delgado converts on the first free throw. Blue team has yet to lead. And they will remain down at least a point. Underneath, Emily Nielsen able to save it out. Allie Stevens swings it around. Down low, Maddie Ward. Tough shot. Rebound, Bischoff. Delgado to Bischoff. Back to Delgado. In the corner, Dipple. Looking down low. They want to get it to Bischoff. Instead, they kick it out up top. Straight on 3, Dipple off the iron. Allie Stevens. Beautiful pass up ahead. Unable to finish was Isabel Zamora. Blue with an opportunity to take their first lead of the contest. Down low, James flips it up and in.
So you can tell that competitiveness is starting to kick in, and now we got ourselves a ball game.
Nielsen into the key.
Yeah, the adrenaline level has kicked up now, and it's feeling more like a game. There was kind of that feeling out period, but they're ready to go now.
Nielsen flying into the passing lane.
11 is Michaela Porter.
11
For
Michaela.
blue. All
Okay.
right. Red with the basketball. Up ahead it comes to Stevens, who took one too many steps.
Yeah, kind of dragged that pivot foot.
That takes me back to my coaching days. Jump stop, jump stop.
That's right. Even the fundamentals on display. Even the All-Stars still need to work on the fundamentals, as we all do. Dipple goes around a screen, kicks it back to Delgado. Baseline James. Into the key. Michaela Porter. And a nice move by Michaela Porter using that drop step and then finishes off the glass.
You can see the ball movement starting to pick up, that there's beginning to get that feel. It's like, okay, I know that you're going to be over here on the wing if I throw the ball, and then, you get good ball movement, then eventually you start to outpace the defense.
Bischoff with the steal, and then Red steals it back, but a foul. More free throws coming for the blue team. They have now their first lead of the contest, 16-15. Jaden Gallery will check in to replace Isabel Zamora for the Reds. Annabelle Delgado at the free throw line. Thanks for joining us here on TableRockSports.net as we continue to bring you coverage of live high school athletics for free in HD on any device. Second free throw, no good. Rebounds taken by Olivia Boger, looking to go the distance. Loose ball, bodies on the floor. What effort displayed by Annabelle Delgado of the blue team. And it leads to the baby jumper off the mark. Michaela Porter is there, kicks it out. Delgado doesn't want the three. James swinging in the corner. Dipple! Three-ball corner pocket.
Her dad, Scott Dipple, the coach for Crater, and he's also a principal out at Hanby Middle School in Gold Hill.
Dipple with the steal, leading the break, and she gets fouled. Good sportsmanship displayed by Allie Stevens, the offending player, making sure that Dipple is okay. Morgan Dole checking in for the red team. Tim Robertson and Lydia Traore in for the Blues. And as we were talking about earlier in this first half, the blue team leading in not just in the free throw disparity, but also in the rebounds, and now it's starting to reflect in the scoreboard.
Eventually, sooner or later, what, rebounds equal rings?
That's right, they do. That's right, they do. Red with the basketball, down 5, the largest lead of the game for the blue team. 4 minutes to go in the first. Dole gets bumped on the perimeter by Dipple. Sheepish grin on the face of Morgan Dole. They'll take it out of bounds on the sideline.
Got caught with her hand in the cookie jar.
Dole looking to get to her right, now goes back to her left behind the back. No look pass. Boger off the mark. Traore, I believe her 7th or 8th rebound of this first half. Pushing the pace, Tim Robertson. Feet set, fires from distance. Traore, another offensive rebound. Shot off the mark, last touched by the Reds.
I think we saw something there that we saw a lot when we were at the 5A tournament. The lines get confusing because you've got the extra three-point lines out there, and you catch them checking their feet every once in a while.
Feet set, distance for Dipple. Off the front lip, and then a foul on the rebound attempt. Emily Nielsen will get fouled by Michaela Porter.
At Oregon State, they had taped on the third line, so there were 3 3-point lines for everyone to try and remember which one to use.
Dole, the spin move in the key, and gets fouled. Boy, Dipple played fantastic defense right up until that instant. She made contact.
Well, if I didn't know any better, based on the fire with which she's played, Morgan Dole already trying to make a good case for being the red team player of the game.
First free throw for Dole is good.
First point in a while there for red team.
They had been stuck on 16 for a while.
Like that 4-miler shot, just over the front of the rim and down.
Full timeout taken by the red team. We'll be back with more from Bob Remarina.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Dear Dad, I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love my team. I just want to play. But not if you always lose your temper. Love, Katie.
Welcome back to the Rogue Valley All-Star Game, live for free and in HD on Table Rock Sports. Thanks for joining us. We got about 3 minutes remaining in the first half. The blue team with a 3-point advantage. Pass deflected and stolen by the Reds. Morgan Dole dishes it out. 3 on the way. Rebound taken by Michaela Porter of blue. Jeff Smith, Jim McCoy, Jonathan Kerman here with you. Out on the perimeter, it's stolen away. Boger going against Traore. 2 big bodies and the muscle. Olivia Boger.
You see, she just kind of leaned in there, just tried to get a little bit of separation, and then that little fade away.
Kids, those of you watching at home, that is a veteran move when you're driving against a bigger defender. Use your body to create that separation and don't give them an opportunity to get a chance to block the shot. Roberson into the key. Swinging around. Dipple up top to Bischoff. Bischoff at the elbow. Back to Roberson. Back to Bischoff. Left alone. The long 2. Traore with another offensive rebound, and this time the putback falls.
Talk about using your length, boy. She just used that wingspan to steal that one.
Traore into double figures in the rebounds department with 90 seconds to go in the first half. Quick shot, Emily Nielsen. Bischoff the rebounds, and then coming in to take it away was Annabelle Delgado. Olivia Boger there to force the jump ball. And possession arrow points in favor of the Reds. Out to Dole. Gallery. Boger. Around to Gallery into the key. Nicely done by the Reds. Porter dumps it off to Dipple. Bischoff picked up her dribble. Porter's pass deflected out of bounds. Isabel Zamora will check back in for the Reds.
Zamora, one of 3 players here tonight representing Rogue Valley Adventist, little 1A school in Medford and out of the Mountain Valley League.
Quick inbound, and it leads to an easy 2 for Bischoff. Final 30 seconds of this first half. Right side, Nielsen. Up top to Zamora. Unselfish play. Long 2 off the back iron. Loose ball tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Reds. Blue will have it for the final 20 seconds. Left side, Bischoff. Drives into the key, stops at the elbow. Porter kicks it out up top. Roberson off the mark. Final few seconds. Dole will have to heave it. I don't think she sees the clock. She doesn't, and that will bring us to the end of the first half. The blue team 24, the red team 21. We've got more from Bob Ream Arena when we come back. You're watching the Rogue Valley All-Star Game live for free and in HD on Table Rock Sports.
And memories are made. Pep Rock Northwest Grill.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back to Bob Ream Arena at Southern Oregon University. A beautiful venue for the Rogue Valley All-Star Game. Thanks for joining us here at the halftime on TableRockSports.net. Jeff Smith, Jim McCoy, Jonathan Kerman here with you. The blue team with a 24-21 advantage over the Reds. Jim, what did you see? What did you like in that first half?
Well, as per usual with an all-star game, with people who haven't played each other and they haven't had a whole lot of practice time together, there's a feeling out process, but you can tell as the half progressed, they got some ball movement going. We saw the scoring picking up. It's the Morgan show as far as the scoring goes.
Yep.
Morgan Dole with 8 points to lead the Reds. Morgan James with 9 points to lead the Blues. So, it's kind of interesting, and just because that's the way the first half went does not necessarily mean that's how the second half is going to look as people kind of get a little more comfortable, a little bit more sighted in after not playing basketball for about almost 2 months.
And as we look to the second half, Jeff, what are you looking for if you are Coach Manuel Crump for the blue team or Coach Will Young for the Reds?
Well, I think both teams had their, Red got it going early. They were looked a little more comfortable early, and then Blue kind of storming it back. Blue's got a little bit of the size and strength advantage, so Red's going to have to keep with the quickness. They had some good plays in the paint where, made some nice passes. They had some kickouts for threes. The threes aren't really falling right now. We've had a couple of them, but they're and I knew that was going to be an issue. You haven't played basketball in a couple of months now, probably. Threes are going to be something that might start falling in the second half, but I wouldn't count on it. So I think the Reds going to keep going with their quickness, and the Blues going to keep going with with their size and rebounding.
Yeah, absolutely right, Jeff. And the threes you talked about not falling for either team, and that's really where the conditioning comes in. It's not so much the pace that you see it, it's on those long shots where you need your legs, and we're just not really seeing that right now with either side. I also expect some much better shooting in the second half. That'll do it for the halftime report. When we come back, the second half between the Red and the Blues, live from Bob Ream Arena.
Even a few days to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
The Memorial Day sales event is going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokee L 4x4s or test drive a new 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During the Memorial Day sales event, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Welcome back to Bob Ream Arena, the second half of the Rogue Valley All-Star Game about to get underway. Starting off with the girls game, and then we'll have the boys game following. Jeff Smith, Jim McCoy, Jonathan Kerman here with you. Thanks for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. Been a fun game so far, Jim, and I want to do a little back and forth with you, Jeff and Jim. Jim, we'll start with you. You're the red team. Your coach, Will Young. We talked about it's the Morgan Dole show for the red team. What are you looking for them in the second half?
Well, I think now you've got Morgan going, and the opposition will be looking for her. I think that is where perhaps if you've got some long-distance shooters, you have them out on the wings for kickouts as Morgan goes in on the penetration. Maybe get some action going that way. Maybe even perhaps look for there's a little bit of height on the team to get that, to get that going in the second half.
And then we'll start with the blue team as they have possession to open up the second half. And we'll go to you, Jeff. Your coach, Crump, what are you looking for the Blues?
Well, a lot more of what we saw in the first half from Traore, getting the rebounds, playing the good D. Again, I mentioned it before. They just got this inside game. I think is where they are going to be strong, and they got to keep going to it.
Well, a little bit of advantage in height for the blue team. Makes sense. All right, here we go for the start of the second half. Out of backcourt for the red team is Allie Stevens, and drive to the hoop and have a foul. They'll count the basket.
Incredible extension from Stevens there. I mean, just full outreached right hand to keep the defender at bay, able to finish and go to the line looking for the three-point play.
So the hoop and the harm. She'll high rainbow shot a little bit off to the right, and Traore ends up with the rebound out of backcourt to Dipple. She'll fire left wing, and now the long rainbow jumper from downtown. Dialing it up, Emma Bischoff.
Boy, do we know our stuff or do we know our stuff? Go back, check the tape. At the halftime, we're talking the threes are going to rain.
Shot rims off, penetrating, kicking it out. Now back up top, it'll go for Stevens. Stevens looking inside, making a move to the hoop, and missing the shot is Maddie Ward. Ward from St. Mary's. Always one of the top programs out of the Far West League in the Oregon 3A ranks. Up top they go for Dipple. Works at right wing, looking inside, nothing there.
I think it's 23.
She'll get a screen, and now firing from distance. That one off target. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be red ball. Red All-Stars with an opportunity to try to slice into this 4-point blue lead. Stevens, and that pass broken up and over to Jeff. Jeff saying, "Yeah, I'm open.
Yeah, I had the pass. If I could have caught that loose ball, but I don't have the best hands anymore.
The older I get, the better I was.
I was the worst kind of player. I was a point guard that couldn't shoot from the outside.
That was fantastic team defense by the blue team to lead to that Dipple drive. Ends in a foul.
Red doing a nice job of getting back defensively themselves to try to prevent the easy basket. That'll send Dipple to the free throw line. Addison Dipple, an honorable mention Midwest League for the Crater Comets.
Yeah, Crater had a strong team this year, and you can tell from the players representing them out here today.
First free throw attempt off to the right. It remains a 4-point game with 17:20 to go. She'll go 1 for 2 on this trip to the charity stripe. Boys action will follow this. That game will be at 7 o'clock, and we'll have it right here for you at TableRockSports.net.
Unforced turnover for the Reds.
Out of backcourt for the Blues, Annabelle Delgado. And then moving to her left is Dipple. Going toe-to-toe with her is Jaden Gallery. Foul against the Reds.
Physicality starting to crank up a couple notches as we're making our way through this second half.
Pass broken up by the Reds. There with the basketball is Michaela Porter, and now just taken away by the Blues. Out of backcourt they go. Up the floor to Traore. Traore immediately met defensively by Stevens underneath the basket. Now Dole will check in for the Reds. Also along with Olivia Boger.
Something you don't hear a lot during these all-star games, but defense. Both teams ratcheting up the defensive intensity.
I think that's been my biggest surprise in this game is the amount of defensive play that we've seen there. And probably that has as much to do with the players themselves as it is anything else. Maddie Ward gets in the scorebook.
Great baseline drive, went into the triple threat, got her defender out of position, and then drove to the cup.
3-point ball game. Blue with the ball and with the lead. They had trailed through much of the first half, but eventually their victories on the glass culminated in points, and making a move there's Traore. Reds come out of backcourt with a rebound, trying to make something happen in transition. Pulling up and shooting is Boger. Rebound, Traore there using her height and position. Give her team another chance. Firing from downtown, that shot in and out. Rebound taken by Dole. She'll wheel and deal out of backcourt. Fires over in the corner. That shot misses. Trying to chase it down for the Blues is Delgado. Also over there is Maddie Ward. And substitutions into the ball game with 14:35 and counting to go. Checking in for the Reds is Emily Nielsen's in the ball game. Timna Robertson now running the point for the Blues. She'll pass over on the left wing. Shot short by Bischoff. It'll end up going out of bounds. So 24-21 at halftime. Been kind of low scoring. This is about the way the game started, actually, Jonathan. And then it seemed like the momentum picked up as the half went along.
Yeah, the defense. I think that both the defense and the offense has been better to start this second half than what we saw in the first half. There's another great defensive play in the interior by the Blues. Sloppy pass.
Robertson.
The Reds take it back.
Steal out of backcourt. Dole with the basketball. She tries to make a move to the hoop, and coming away, Traore, who's really controlled the boards well for the Blues this evening. Outlets for Bischoff.
Up to 13 boards in the contest.
Gallery up the floor. Bischoff, round the horn it goes. Dipple will fire. That shot just a little bit long. Traore there, but disrupting it, but she sticks with it. She gets it to go.
I'm starting to suspect that Traore is intentionally missing these at the rim in order to pad her rebounding stats. You know what? It's working.
Blue up by 5 with 12:50 to go in the ball game.
Doing her best Kevon Looney impersonation.
There you go. That's right.
Blue going the other way. Gallery up the floor. Shot misses. They're trying to make a move as Traore.
We've seen this a couple of times now. Blue showing excellent half-court defense, getting out in transition, and then red showing great transition defense to prevent the easy bucket.
Well, again, that's where you see that it's not the usual all-star mentality. It's like, you got it, go ahead. Yeah,
right, no, they are here to play and compete.
Traore is on that attempt. She'll get another here. Opportunity to extend her team's lead to 6. Second attempt, that one rims off. Offensive rebound, and the putback is good. Emma Bischoff.
You can't teach size, and right now Blue is using every inch that they have.
The Immortal Huskies coach, Marv Harshman, once said the reason why he liked big guys, he says, quick guys get tired, big guys don't shrink.
It's excellent perspective.
So it will be Blue basketball out of backcourt. Galler with inbound to Robertson. Robertson, sophomore point guard. Try to work it into the low post to Traore. And taking it away are the Reds on the break. Little helter-skelter there, driving the baseline. And good interior defense by the Blue.
A nice outlet pass by Allie Stevens. She was in a tough spot. Kind of no look behind the back, able to get it out to her teammates.
Fire it down low. Nice looking pass.
Another great pass from Stevens, but Red unable to convert.
Robertson corrals it, brings it out of backcourt. Between the circles now.
Not a lot of open shots. Everything is very heavily contested.
Well, and that was where sometimes you try to look to maybe get something going on the break, but if the other team's doing a good job of getting back defensively, it'll even take that away. So it's kind of this game of ending up an uncharacteristic for an all-star game, something of a defensive battle.
And slowly but surely, Blue team increasing their lead.
Nice move to the hoop with the left hand. Making the move for the Reds is Maddie Ward.
That is just what the doctor ordered for the Red team. They needed that bucket to keep this close as we get into the final 10 minutes.
And a timeout called on the floor. Will Young wanting to talk things over with his Chargers. That'll give us opportunity to recognize our sponsors. Then Jonathan, Jeff, and myself will be back with more after this timeout.
At 3 o'clock, Carter's campaign for class president will go live. His platform?
Thirsty for change?
Juice boxes for all. At 4, Liz will bid online and win.
Yes! Yes!
Which is why at 2, I'm down the street preparing for the storm. So no matter what, the show will go on.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chickens, mouth-watering chicken, and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
10:47 left to go in the second half of play. High school all-star game, Jackson County. Morgan Dole going to come out for a well-deserved breather, and moving to the free throw line for the Reds, Maddie Ward from St. Mary's. Ward, an honorable mention in the Far West League in the recently concluded season. Her shot off to the right. Robertson with the rebound. 5'3" guard from Cascade Christian out of the backcourt. Works it up the floor. Again, we see good transition defense by the Reds. Not going to let them have anything easy. They'll kick it out. Bischoff will fire her shot just a little bit long, but Stevens will run it down. Out of backcourt she goes. Quickly up the floor to Ward. Ward misses just a little too far underneath. They'll kick it back out. And then from downtown, the shot off to the left.
Yeah, Red's going to have to rely on that pace. It's Maddie Ward and it's Olivia Boger in terms of size for the Red team, and that's it. You're going to have to utilize pace.
And I got a foul called against the Reds. That will send to the free throw line Annabelle Delgado. First free throw attempt just a little bit short. Remains a 5-point game. Delgado and the Blues up by 5. Second attempt, that one, a little too much English on it, and it won't stick. Reds out of backcourt. Making a move, pass broken up there with a heads-up defense for the Blues is Emma Bischoff from Rogue Valley Adventist. Robertson with the give to Delgado.
Still plenty of time left in this game. Big shot here, though. Just what the doctor ordered.
There you go. Now 8-point ball game as Dole gets ready to check back into the game for the Reds. Shot from downtown. No answer there, but Stevens will take it. Baseline drive. Can't get it to go. Ward there with the offensive rebound in the paint. Tries to make a move. Ball last touched by the Blues. And now Dole will return for the Reds along with Emily Nielsen.
I say that there's a lot of time on the clock, but it is a running clock. And that last three by Dipple to make it an 8-point game, and that is huge for how hard it's been to score points in this contest. Red's going to need to work hard to keep it close.
Allie Stevens there for the Reds, doing her part to try to slice into that lead. Delgado going to fire from downtown. And the rebound by Ward. Ward outlets, and Nielsen had her back turned for a moment and almost lost it. We'll have an inbound now after the whistle, over and back call, and Dole will take it out of backcourt.
Yeah, I wasn't sure they were going to whistle that. I didn't know if she actually got possession before that. I felt like she just tipped it across the court, but Red will take it.
Dole with the basketball. She picks up her dribble, left of the foul line extended.
Dole plays with such confidence and style. It's very apparent how she's taking the reins of this offense, directing traffic.
And if memory serves me correctly, before transferring to Eagle Point, she played at St. Mary's for a year or two. Soccer player as well.
Well, that explains where the confidence and the swagger comes from.
There you go, multi-sport athlete, and I think that's a required part of soccer practice is to work on that swag.
Absolutely.
Robertson to Delgado. They'll work it inside. Jordan Jones with the left hand. The scoop shot won't go. Stevens with the rebound out of backcourt. Quickly up the floor it goes. She was looking for Zamora. Now Traore checking back into the ball game for the Blues. Also checking in is Morgan James.
And Boger in for the Reds.
James, the leading scorer for the Blues in the first half with 9. Tries to work it inside for Traore. A little low and outside on the pitch.
But it'll stay with the Blues. Looks like Red may have caught a piece of it.
Jones will take care of the inbound for the Blues. So gets it in, and that's broken up by Ward with the heads-up defensive play. And that's just active hands. It's really, I think more than anything else, athleticism is always great, but defense is as much as anything else about attitude.
Attitude and effort, absolutely. And that time Ward just wanted it more. She out-jumped Traore and had to out-jump her by about 4 or 5 inches to be able to intercept the pass.
Dole with Ward offering a screen. They'll dump it down for Ward against Traore. And then she tries to kick it out. Delgado momentarily breaks it up. And there's Jones. Up the floor it goes to Delgado. 1-on-2 to the hoop and a block defensively. And again, just, that's been the trademark of this ball game. There has been, the coaches had to have stressed defense.
Absolutely, Jim. And we've seen that specific sequence probably 3 or 4 times in the second half. Swarming active hands in the half court on the defensive side for the Blues. They get out and they force a transition. They get out, they force a turnover and get out in transition. There's a great pass that just isn't finished. But Red gets back defensively, and so the Blues aren't able to capitalize.
Right.
And here's another fast break opportunity for the Blues where Red refuses to make it easy, and a foul is called.
6-point game with 5 minutes left to go in the ball game, so you're talking 3 scores here. But at the pace that things have been scored tonight, that 6 points can seem like 16. Delgado, her shot short. Jones underneath the basket.
Red with a transition opportunity. They're going to need to close the gap. Or else.
Dole with a nice feed.
Beautiful pass.
Incredible play, incredible vision from Dole.
She saw there, she had Boger there on the feed, and you got to know she was thinking, it's like, I could take this, but there's my teammate. Quick pass, and here we are at the free throw line with an opportunity, and here we go. Now we're down to conceivably a 2-possession game.
And those are the kinds of players you love to play with. Not just being a great passer or looking for your teammates, but actively working hard to create opportunities for your teammates.
Boger finds that the bank is open on Wednesday night, and he draws her team within 3. You want style points, that's for gymnastics.
That's right.
Yeah, going back to that last play for Red, Dole just plays with that quiet confidence, and she just always looks like she knows what she's going to do when she's got the ball.
Well, and I don't care what sport you're playing in. That's the person that can often be your leader, the one that knows it's like, I've got this. And sometimes it may not be that they're the finisher so much as that they set up and create the finish.
And that attitude is contagious. If the person next to you says that and believes that they can do it, well, heck, maybe I can too.
Absolutely. Morgan James at the free throw line for the Blues, going to see what she can do to, once again, get a little bit more separation. This one just a little bit short. Now, I know that there's a certain mix of these players that are playing some club basketball in the spring, but some of the other athletes out on the floor are multi-sport athletes, and you can kind of tell that the difference in the conditioning for the different sports. Timeout called on the floor with 4:20 left to go. Blues up by 4. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more basketball on the other side of this timeout.
365 is here to fuel all of your daily adventures. You'll find just what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chicken. Wherever your next adventure takes you, from the mountains to the coast. And our Peak Rewards app is here to help you save money on fuel. Save at least 16 cents a gallon so you can travel further on your adventures for less. Daily adventures are just better with Pinnacle 365.
Fun.
Absolutely. 4:20 left to go in the girls' game, and then we have the arduous task, Jonathan and Jeff, of picking players of the game for each team. And I got to tell you, I don't know that's the easiest call to make.
No, it certainly isn't, Jim. I mean, it's always tough at these all-star games, but especially for this particular game that we've been watching, a couple of standouts here and there, but really team effort on both sides. Players coming off of the bench and contributing, and it can be difficult to at least look at the box score and pick a player of the game when defense has been such an integral part of this contest.
Steal by the Blues, but a steal back and making a move to the hoop for the Reds is Boger. She can't get it to go. They'll kick it back out to Dole. She knocks it down.
Dole might be making it easy for us to pick the player of the game for the Reds.
She's starting to look like she could.
And there she is with a near steal, breaks it up. Now up the floor it goes, and making a move to the hoop for the Reds, Emily Nielsen to Dole. 1 point game. 3-point shot off the back rim. And Jones has it for the Blues out of backcourt. Little backcourt pressure now. You think somebody wants to win this game?
Looks like it. And the intensity paying off for the Reds, forcing the turnover.
Timna Robertson getting ready to check back into the ball game for the Blues. Delgado will come out. Morgan Dole will take a quick breather. And so we have Stevens in the ball game in the backcourt, along with Boger. Olivia Boger from North Medford High School. Stevens on the drive. Her shot off the glass. Out of backcourt is James to Jones. James, quick bounce pass. Heads up play, no panic. Dipple fires from the corner. Ooh. She buries it.
Big shot from Dipple.
So it's a 4-point game now for the Blues with 2:55 to go. Bounce pass, firing from the corner. Stevens. That hits just about everything but the rim, goes out of bounds as Dole comes back in. And Emily Nielsen will come out.
We know it seems like Dole has been stepping up into that leadership role for the Reds. Who is it going to be for the Blues? Who's going to say, hey, I got this? Who's going to call out defensive schemes? Right there, Reds nearly forced a turnover and got an easy bucket.
Right now out there you have Dipple along with Robertson in the backcourt. Pressure applied by the Reds. Robertson hanging tough, and we have it broken up by the Reds, so that press doing its job. Dole on the drive, and I don't know if you see. Did you see that fire in her eyes?
It looked like a block, but it looked like that.
And we have a foul called against the Blues.
And Dole going to the Euro step there, couldn't finish, got her own miss, and then got fouled.
So for team fouls, Red with 7, Blue knocking on the door with 5. Dole cans the first free throw attempt to make it a 3-point ball game. Ward will come out of the ball game, and checking in will be Isabel Zamora.
We're seeing a lot of substitutions from both sides. I think that conditioning playing a part, trying to get everybody rest, keep everybody fresh. These final 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Dole, her free throw attempt, rims out. And
lane violation.
A lane violation against the Reds. It'll remain a 3-point ball game. Timeout called. Banny Crump wants to talk things over with his team. We'll pause and recognize our sponsors, and then we'll be right back after this break.
Time is a good time. We'll always be there.
Back at Bob Ream Arena. Bob Ream, the legendary coach for SOU Wrestling. Anybody who knows their way around NAIA Wrestling knows that Southern Oregon University, a powerhouse for decades and decades. This Southport, now his namesake. And a couple of SOU products coaching tonight. Will Young, Manny Crump. Remember those guys lighting it up back in the day. 3-point game with 2:10 left to go. On the penetration, the feed inside to James. And it is taken away. They're out of backcourt for the Reds. Stevens on the drive. And we have an offensive foul, much to the chagrin of Allie Stevens.
Yeah, that was a good call. There's a lot of people don't like that call. That was a good call. She hip checked her.
Your defender, absolutely.
So the Blue up by 3. 1:55 to go. Jones held it in the backcourt.
There's a lot you can get away with as the ball carrier, but you can't get away with everything.
No. Now we got bowling pins, a little pinball action over here just over here to our left.
1-point game, minute 45. Can't ask for much more from an all-star game.
Robertson, pressured by Stevens. And pass broken up. And a timeout quickly called. Boger there with the steal, and then she falls to the floor. Heads up play, calls the timeout with 1:33 to go. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. We got a really close ball game here with time running down, and I know we're talking about trying to select a player of the game, and you get the feeling that perhaps, and I've seen this in All-Star games past, where you think you know how it's all settled out and going to go, and then somebody ends up making that big play, that big heads-up play at the end to propel the team to victory, and suddenly it's like, okay, there's our player of the game.
Yeah, all of these players are so talented. For the Reds, it looks like Morgan Dole right now, and I think it's going to take a lot for somebody else to take that claim from her. But for the Blues, a number of really good options, and who is going to separate themselves in this final 90 seconds, I think that's going to determine who gets named the player of the game for the Blues side. We will have a player of the game for both the Blues and the Reds, so each team will get their recognition, their representative.
Morgan Dole taking the inbound with 1:29 left to go. You got to figure the offense is going to run through her late. Making a move to the hoop, missing the shot is Boger. Blues quickly out of backcourt, down the floor to James. James can't hang on to the Justin Verlander fastball, and it'll go out of bounds.
That was hot out of the hands of Dipple.
1:13 to go. Red with an opportunity here. But Jones knows what's up and is playing some body-to-body defense on Dole. Boger tries to feed it inside the Ward, and it is taken away by Dipple and the Blues, and it'll be Blue basketball.
If you're Blue, you don't necessarily need somebody to take over the game on the offensive end. You just got to continue to play that excellent defense. And, boy, points have been so hard to come by, and just no breathing room for any ball handler in this contest.
And they forced the turnover. The Red defense has been pretty scrappy this last couple of minutes, and if they can find a way to score, they can win this game. But right now it's been tough.
What I've been seeing, Blue has been playing exceptional team defense where they swarm the basketball, and Reds, it's been incredible individual defense to create deflections and stop those transition opportunities that Blue has had in this contest.
Well, I'll tell you, it's interesting. Jump balls are quite often the hallmark of a lot of league basketball games and high school basketball. I think this is the first jump ball we've had the entire game here. And they've been, if that's not the first one, they've been very few and very far between.
We had one in the first half, and so, now just one here. And, a testament to the skill level of these players.
Delgado out of backcourt, getting pressure from Dole. And a steal by the Reds. Allie Stevens with the basketball. She's on the break, on the drive, back there defensively for the Blues is Jones, and then we also had Dipple there. And that'll send Stevens to the free throw line with 24.6 to go. Ward getting ready to check back into the ball game for the Reds. First free throw attempt off the back iron. Got one more coming. So we've got a couple of post players checking in. Ward and then also Lydia Traore for the Blues. Haven't seen her in a while. Stevens' second free throw attempt on its way, and it's a 2-point game with 24.6 to go. So we'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you the conclusion of the ball game after these messages.
Will always be there.
.5 there. We've got it back. Jonathan Kerman to the rescue. Able to tall tales and single bounds. And a little bit of troubleshooting along the way. 5.5 seconds to go. And one final timeout called. And Will Young talking things over with the Reds, who have We'll draw one up here, and we'll see what he comes up with in terms of trying to knot it up, or maybe even the go-ahead 3 for the win.
Yeah, well, that's a big call, big decision to call that timeout. The red team is now out of timeouts, so it's a 2-point game. Blue team still has one more free throw. If they miss it, you've got 5.5 seconds to try to go the distance. If you're the red team, you almost hope they make the basket and give yourself an opportunity to set and get the inbound. Red's in a tough spot no matter how you slice it.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the challenge you kind of come up with at this point. And again, without the benefit of having worked together as a team and say, well, this is our set play in this situation. If you're a team that's had a whole season together, you have those drawn up and you know exactly what to do. With here, it's kind of like, okay, you're almost relying upon the instinct or the coaching that these other players have received.
True. Yeah, and I think if you're red, you are hoping for a miss. Get the rebound. 5 seconds is not a lot of time, but it's enough time.
Delgado, free throw attempt, misses. Offensive rebound. And we have a tie-up with 0.9 seconds left to go in the contest.
The real stars of the All-Star game, defense and offensive rebounding. You love to see it. Coach Young desperately pleading for a couple extra seconds. And now Coach Crum for the blue team will call a timeout to give Young a chance to simmer down.
Well, it's interesting, these two coaches, Manny Crump, maybe for those of you familiar with youth basketball in our area, you hear of Manny Ball. Well, Manny Ball, that's Manny Crump.
That's right.
And he's been a mainstay here in Southern Oregon. He played ball here in the late 70s, early 80s, back in the days when Pete Berry was the coach, the old USF legend that had coached Quentin Daly back in the day. Well, Crump had come here, played basketball, stayed here in Southern Oregon, has been one of those guys that's been instrumental in youth basketball over the years. And then right with them, Will Young, probably I think maybe a year or two at the most behind them. But SOU had some really good men's teams that were entertaining and a lot of fun to watch back in the late 70s, early 80s, and they've remained in Southern Oregon and made so much in the way of contributions to youth basketball here in our area, including tonight's ball game. Inbound, and it is broken up by Jones. And your winners for the girls' high school all-star game, it is the Blues that prevail by a score of 39-37. So we're working on a player of the game selection for the Blues, Morgan James, and for the Reds, Morgan Dole. So our congratulations to these Rogue Valley All-Stars. Maybe we'll see while the boys are warming up if we can't get one of the girls to come over here, maybe for a quick interview. And let me see here. Let me see if I can't. If you want to do the interview, Jonathan, I will go get her.
You got it. You got it, Jim. Well, I think they're taking a post-game picture first, and then we will get the blue team's player of the game, Morgan James, in for an interview. An impressive finish down the stretch, Jeff. Was a lot of fun. What did you like most out of that first game?
The defense. I mean, we've been talking about it the whole second half. The defense is just, very scrappy. Red got into some foul trouble in the first half early. They were in foul trouble early. They kept the fouls down in the second half. They finally put the blue team into the bonus, but it really wasn't a factor. It was about everything I expected. Free throw shooting was a little shaky because, again, that's something you practice over and over and over, and we're not in basketball season, and the three-pointers weren't really there for either team, but the defense was really the star tonight.
It was. There was a great moment right there, both the red and the blue team meeting at center court for a post-game picture. Just a fantastic moment, and what an event. What a venue. And we've got one more game on tap. The boys warming up for the nightcap in this Rogue Valley All-Star Night.
Why don't we take a quick break while we wait for our interview? We'll have an interview. Oh, never mind. Well, we're going to keep it right here.
Just go ahead and slip that on. And put that right there.
All right, post-game interview with the winning team's player of the game, Morgan James. Morgan, what did it mean to you to be able to play in this kind of a game?
I don't know. It was really cool just to be able to come out here and play with all these girls from all these different schools. And they were all super nice. I had a lot of fun, and yeah.
Excellent. So things were very tight down the stretch. What was Coach Crump telling you in the huddle in those final few minutes?
When it was tight, he was telling us we just had to stay calm, breathe, and not lose the ball.
Excellent. Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Every coach's worst nightmare. Well, that puts a bow on the OSAA season for you. What are you looking forward to in basketball moving forward?
Well, next year at my school, all of our players are returning. We had no seniors last year, so I'm really looking forward to being able to play with those girls again. And, yeah, I'm excited. I think we'll do awesome.
I agree. Morgan James, the player of the game from the blue team. You can catch her and the rest of the Phoenix Pirates next year. We'll have those games for you on Table Rock Sports. Morgan, thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that was Morgan James, player of the game for the winning team, the blue team. They defeat the Reds 39-36. When we come back, the boys take center stage on Table Rock Sports.